Hello, welcome to another podcast. Today we'll be doing a quick chat with Mimi, and I would like to talk about why you need a very strong standby team. And so stay tuned. So, from my experience so far, I have realized that you need a very solid standby team. So it depends on the size of the production, depending on the budget that's involved and all that. But I'm just talking in terms of like a production you can consider big budget production or maybe middle budget. Especially if you're going to be doing a production that's lasts for more than a week and thereabouts. So it's very important that you have a very solid standby team. And I'm saying this because yes, you have your runners, you have and again it depends on the size of your team. So you need to figure that out, as an art director. Like in your team, you need to actually give the role of standby to some of your team members, especially when production starts. Before production, yes, everyone can be involved in getting the sets ready, in going for market runs and things like that. But when the production starts proper, there needs to be a dedicated team member. There needs to be dedicated team members whose roles are or is to make sure that all props that are needed for the scene that is being shot is ready, that organizes all the props in terms of like how they are going to appear, knows all the props that will be needed for that scene, and also someone who is very creative as well in coming up with solutions just in case the director might need something that is not in the prop list. You need to have someone who can be creative enough to like come up with something with what is available, or is smart enough to realize, okay, I can't provide this right now, but I would be able to get a team member out there, like get in touch with the art director if the art director is not on set, or the prop master to go and get the needed item. So I'm saying this because I was part of a production art department for a production, and we had an issue of like standby teams because we kind of made a rotation of who would be on standby for certain scenes that for different days. And I find out in the experience that it was a bit confusing, because at first if someone is a standby for the day one, they know where they've kept things. Sometimes there's a continuation of that scene to the next day. It might spill to the next day, and so having someone else come and do standby for that same production like the next day might be a bit confusing. Even if you can explain to the person that this is what happened, it's not the same. It's better when someone has experienced it already, is getting used to the director's way, getting used to the assistant director's ways, getting used to the script supervisor's way. They're already like building some kind of understanding of how they work together, and then the next day someone else will come and say they are standby. So it's not like, oh, we're starting from scratch from where we were, and that can bring about confusion, can bring about some other things that you want to avoid. So working with I compared that experience with when I worked with Surisa, the production designer for Death and King's Horsemen, and I realized that immediately we started forming the team, she already gave a role of standby to certain members of the team as soon as production started. So those guys were on standby from the beginning of the production till the end of the production, and it made everything work so smoothly. It was not because I was the art coordinator, so I was involved in props buying, I was involved in budget management, report and all that, but I never got myself involved in the standby team's activities because they were already running. They were already on a roll, flowing with the directors, flowing with the AD, flowing with everyone. They knew what everything was, where things were kept in a hurry. There was no need for anyone to come and interfere, and everything went smoothly. There was no complaint about whose role is to do this or whose role is to do that, or where is this or where is that. There was nothing like that. It was all their responsibility. As our responsibility was to provide the props, make sure the sets were ready the day before, at least the day before the shoot, make sure it was ready and everything, the props were ready, everything that was needed. If there was any change of props, say for instance, if we were supposed to get something and we were not able to get it, we communicated that ahead of time to the director, to the producer, to let them know that okay, this is what we're able to get in replacement of this. What do you think? That discussion was there, and so it made their work or our work go smoothly. There was no complaints, that I can think of. So of course there'll be in production, there's always one thing or the other, but it wasn't something we couldn't handle, and it went smoothly. So I feel that is a very important aspect for our department. Like if you're running a team as an art director or a production designer, while you're doing the pre-production, it's fine. You can actually everyone can actually put hands together, get everything done, blah blah blah. But once production starts, standby team needs to be standby team. Let them do their work, just provide them what they need, so that, like I said, there is a smoother flow of how things will go from beginning to the end. There'll be no need to be asking each other, oh, where did you keep that scissors? What scissors? Oh, where did you keep that where did you keep that mats or whatever? I say, oh, it was under this. No, there's no need for that discussion, because they already know where they kept it, they already know where to get it. So it can be one person that can be a standby person, or two or three, or like a head, someone who can, like I said, you need someone who is very creative and really knows our direction and can come up with solutions. So you need like a head standby person, maybe an art director that knows what they are doing, and then two people to assist, or one person to assist the person. So like I said, it all depends on the budget, depends on the production, but trust me, it's something that is very important. Be involved in any big production or medium-sized production, you need to put that into consideration so there'll be no confusion. What else can I say about this topic? So I would say, if you're in the role of the production designer, if that's the role you're playing, then of course it depends on how you want to work. If you are going to be on ground all the time, or if you'll be probably setting up another getting the things needed for another set, so it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, as a production designer, if you are not going to be on set, making sure that everything is provided for, then you need to have an art director who would be on standby, and that standby art director should have assistants. So depending on the volume of work, depending on the workload. So I'm talking about this in terms of this actually works more in film production, like feature films. But if it is an advert or commercial or any of those very short productions, I don't really think all these things I'm saying is necessary. But if it is for a feature film that is, it takes a longer period and there needs to be someone on standby to provide for props and for any other creative thing that might come up in the process, then you need to make sure that you have an art director who knows what their stuff, who is going to be watching the monitor at all times, and who would be assisted where necessary, so that everything goes smoothly and the department, actually looks structured. So that is something we need to take note of. That's one. Number two is you need to have your props organized. Your props needs to be organized. You probably need to have a prop box or somehow, some way that you can actually categorize and label stuff. So you can actually request for a room in the unit section for where you can keep your props items and stuff, where they'll be safe, because as an art director you'll be working with a lot of valuables and things like that. So you have to make sure that you have somewhere to store these things and they'll be safe from theft and just people moving things around without your permission. So it's very important to actually have requests from the production. Probably the unit department will provide, I don't know how that works, but you ask production to provide a place just the way they provide the sit out area for cast and makeup, hair and all that department. Our department needs a store for organizing stuff. They need to keep things, and the store has to have a lock. And so as an art director, you need to make sure that is provided for. If they say they can't provide, you can actually just find a space that's available and secure it so that you can keep all your valuables there. And while you are taking stuff from there, let them be some kind of way to document who took what, especially if it's more than one person that is in the standby team. So it's nice to have some kind of documentation of who took what, who brought what back, things like that. Just probably have a register where people can sign out stuff and sign in stuff, so that at the end of the day we can track, okay, who held this last, where was this, and things are not missing and misplaced. So your props need to be very organized. Have probably a box to move your props that will be there for a particular scene closer to the scene. And then once that scene is done, you take the box with the stuff back to the store, register for the next one. I don't know, I'm just giving a suggestion, though you don't have to do it this way. So I'm just knowing what I know now, this is what I would do. So the third thing to take note of when it comes to your standby team is to make sure that everybody in the team knows the story that is being told. Like the scripts, I know script reading can be difficult for some people, but if you are going to build a career in this film industry, then you actually need to take it seriously to the point where you probably will have to read a script 10 times if need be, just so you can assimilate what's going on, and you'll be able to not necessarily all the time check the breakdown to know, what scene are they shooting, or what prop do we need right now. You already know because you've read you've read the story, you've understood it. You probably need to ask questions. Ask questions if you don't understand. Ask the director, ask producers. Certain areas that you do not understand. And another thing is to always have like a walkthrough, probably early in the morning when the director just comes in and they're still setting up. Depending, I'm just saying, because it's not every time. Sometimes in some situations, directors will come in the point when they're about to shoot. I'm just saying in an ideal circumstances. You understand? So if the director is available, you talk to him about okay, this is what we plan on doing today, blah blah blah. We're on track. Probably the set is obviously ready, and he would have gone through it to look and see if he needs anything added and stuff early enough. So it's very important that you know the story in total. The fourth thing I would say is have fun in the process. Have fun in the process. It's fun to shoot, it's fun to see your ideas come to life. So don't allow any disorganization or anything take the fun from that, or take the fun from you. So you need to be organized so you can have fun in the process. Thank you for listening. I think that's all. I hope you've learned one or two things from my quick chat. And let me know in the comments if you think there's a better way to go about it, if you agree with me, or I would really love to hear from people who are listening to this podcast, because right now I'm not hearing from anybody and I feel like I'm just talking to myself. But it's all good. I'ma keep talking. That's not gonna stop me. But I'm just looking for my fans. Where are my fans? Let me know if you're out there listening. Drop a comment on Outcast Tribe Instagram account. That's ARTCAST_tribe. Just let us know, you're listening and you love our content and you suggest topics that we can talk about. The aim of this podcast is to actually share our experiences, learn from each other, find out ways to make things better for you as an art director, production designer. So follow us on Instagram and we have more things coming up. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.